So, good morning. I don't suppose too many of you know me, perhaps one or two do. My name is Andrew Conlan, and I'm connecting with you this morning from Gloucester, which is where my wife Kim and I live and have lived for the last 7 years. But before that, for 25 years, we lived in a place called Chard that I'm sure you will all know, just down the road from where you are. And we were part of Forefront Community Church there, and still have, of course, many friends there. But 7 years ago, we came to Gloucester to work with Abbey Church, a church that had been planted just over 20 years ago. And just a few months ago, I stepped back from my paid role with the church. But still got connections with you at East Coker because I work as the regional coordinator for partnership, and East Coker is one of the churches that is connected to us, and so we still have some connections. Partnership, very briefly, looks to support independent churches. Mainly, many of those churches traditionally were from an open Christian Brethren background, but today they come from all sorts of backgrounds. And that's great, and we look to see how we can support, encourage one another, particularly in our mission. And so we have various leaders clusters that happen throughout the region, usually every 2 or 3 months. It'd be great to get one going in Somerset again. There isn't one at present. We do some specific training. We've been doing some webinars during lockdown. I can tell you the next one is on Thursday the 13th of May on supporting marriage. That's not going into great details, but just looking at some important principles and some of the resources that are available to us as churches to use to do that. And that's been led by a young couple from Grosvenor Church in Barnstaple. And Phil and Liz can give you the contact details for that if you'd like to join in that on Thursday the 13th of May. Also do some things in terms of helping churches look at revitalisation, in terms of doing MOT health checks. We've got a series of videos called Renew, which ask some questions, give some information, enable churches to ask some questions of themselves about where they're going, what the future might look like. And there's that and other resources. You'll find them on the Partnership UK website, and everything is free. Well, nearly everything. So great to be with you this morning. And I'm just going to read now the passage that we're going to be looking at from John chapter 5. I'm going to read from the New Living Translation. So John chapter 5, verse 1 to 15. So by all means, get your Bibles or your iPhones out, whatever else, and let's read it together now. Afterward, Jesus returned to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish holy days. Inside the city, near the sheep gate, was the pool of Bethesda, with 5 covered porches. Crowds of sick people, the blind, lame or paralysed, lay on the porches. One of the men lying there had been sick for 38 years. And when Jesus saw him and knew he had been ill for a long time, he asked him, "Would you like to get well?" "I can't, sir," the sick man said, "for I have no one to put me into the pool when the water bubbles up. Someone always gets there ahead of me." Jesus told him, "Stand up, pick up your mat and walk." Instantly the man was healed. He rolled up his sleeping mat and began walking. But the miracle happened on the Sabbath, so the Jewish leaders objected. They said to the man who was cured, "You can't work on the Sabbath. The law doesn't allow you to carry your sleeping mat." But he replied, "The man who healed me told me, 'Pick up your mat and walk.'" "Who said such a thing as that?" they demanded. The man didn't know, for Jesus had disappeared into the crowd. But afterward Jesus found him in the temple and told him, "Now you are well, so stop sinning, or something even worse may happen to you. Then the man went and told the Jewish leaders that it was Jesus who had healed him.